Hello today. First off, I would just like to thank everybody who has subscribed to my channel so far. As of the recording of this, I have 22 subscribers, which I'm very happy with since June. So I'd just like to thank all my subscribers and anybody who's watched my videos, really. Today we are going to just look at my three first maples that I bought. The Trident and the Butterfly and the one I can't pronounce, and I'll put that up on the screen as normal. First here we have the Trident. Now I will add a picture of what this looked like when I got it earlier this year. And I'll do that with all of them to give you an idea of how it's come. Now, to show you some stuff, I will get in further here. We'll get in a little closer. Yeah, that should do. Okay, now first of all, this branch will be going next year. If it weren't so late, I'd probably cut it off now. I wish I would have noticed it earlier. It kind of took over. I mean, it's not where I wanted it. It's inside of the thing anyways. It should have been cut off before, but it had kind of taken over the leader, as you can see. And it has developed a bit of a bulge at the base. And then I don't like how it looks. It comes down strange and it looks weird. And I should have, like I said, I should have removed it earlier, but it didn't get removed. We also have this where I cut off the original leader and hoped this would take over. And these have just, I should have trimmed everything else back to get this to take over as the leader, I realize now. There's always next year. Is almost healed over, which is nice. We have filled out quite a bit since this was I originally bought this. So it's come along pretty nice. I've put on a little bit of bulk onto the base of the trunk, so that's nice. It's looking healthy. There's a little bit of drying up of certain leaves, but beyond that, it's in good shape. All the new leaves, I think most of those old brown leaves have some brown on them from when it was hotter in the summer, because all of the new growth is very healthy looking. The only thing I am going to do with this right now is I'm just going to trim all of these so it doesn't continue to grow where I don't want it to grow. I'm just going to trim these back some. I could unlock him. I'm just going to trim these back some so that they don't continue being the dominant growth on here for the rest of the season, because it's still clearly growing. So I'm just going to trim those back. I'm going to leave this for another time. I don't know if there's enough time for it to start healing pretty good or not, so we'll leave that until next spring, because we will do a lot of decision making on this trees thing. Spring, it will probably be getting put in one of the smaller. I realize these are a little too big. These purple ones I bought, I had bought two of them. They're a little big for my bench. They take up the same amount of room as two of my white basins that I bought. So this will probably go into a basin, or I was almost thinking of putting it in the ground. as a possibility. I was thinking this one might be good for the ground. I'd have to put it in the ground at my friend's house because I don't have the ability to put this in our yard anywhere. So, but I have a friend that would allow me to put this in their yard. Same friend that she's allowing me to store my trees in an unheated room above her garage. So I get this, and we get the weeds out of here. Some clover. That's the main thing I have that grows in my weed that grows in my pot is clover. Most of it's clover. I very rarely see anything other than clover. And that's pretty good. And that'll be it for that tree for the year. I like the curve that I ended up putting in with the branch bender. Looks nice. I don't think I need more bend than that for what I'm envisioning for this tree. I'm still not sure. Most of these branches may in time go. I don't know if I want any branches, or if any, maybe one. Maybe this one might stay. It's in a halfway decent spot. But I know this one of these will have to go because there's two on either side. I'm thinking this is too low. But for now, this one will help out with tapering. It'll help keep this growing thicker down here to keep taper in the branch. So that'd be good to keep there for now. Okay, we'll move on to the next tree. Here we have my butterfly maple. It looks much better than it did when I bought it. When I bought it, it was basically had almost nothing below these cuts that I made a few months back, and it's really sprouted out some new stuff like this. This was just a little tiny sprout when I did it. There was a few things in here, but I mean, this is really done nicely. I have much more options to go off this tree now. I am going to have to cut some of these branches back for the winter just because they hang way out and they're just going to be in the way of storing them, like these here and this one. These should be fine, but these are going to have to, something's going to have to be done with these. Now here, I think this is a down-facing branch anyways. I don't want it at all, so I'm just going to cut this back to here probably. I don't know, maybe I will hold. No, I think I will. That I'll cut off right now. Cut that off here. Get that out of the way. This, I'm not sure if I'm going to get rid of or keep, but for now we're just going to clip it back to there. This one's in a great place, so, and this is one I want to keep. So, as far as I'm concerned right now, just want to clip it back so it's out of the way for the winter. It'll make it easier to store. I haven't really decided on a leader for this thing yet. This is pretty much kind of working as a leader here. This is one of the, you know what, I think, okay, let's get this branch. This branch has grown over here. Let's just move this branch over here. Something's got to go eventually there, but we'll keep the options open for now. Let's get some debris out of here. It's like the other maple. This one and my other Japanese maple didn't really put in any much around the base this year. next spring won't be repotting these. Like I said, the trident maple is only getting repotted because I don't want it in that big pot, that big basin taking up as much space as it is. These are much nicer on my bench, and they're not that much smaller than the purple one. It's just the way the purple one is takes up twice as much space on the bench, the way the bench is. So so we'll rotate this again. But yeah, it's doing very good. I mean, we'll make the decisions in the spring. I'll trim it in the spring, but we won't repot it. We'll just let it grow. It should, I mean, I'm sure it has not filled this pot yet, no way. But we're just going to let it grow in this and try to put some bulk on the trunk. So we'll be on to the next tree. Here we have the Japanese maple I can't pronounce, so I'll put the name on the screen. Now this one has not changed as dramatically as the other two. The main thing that was done to this one is the top was cut off here. The healing's coming along on that. But I should have cut these back when I did that to allow this to become the leader. These kind of took over dominant. I didn't balance it out. I forgot to balance it out when I chopped this off, and this didn't thicken up like I had hoped. But I'll work on that next year. I don't really see doing anything to this one. There's not a lot to it, but that's not a bad thing because everything is pretty much in good spots. There's not much. I mean, one of these I have to pick between one of these branches, obviously, because I don't want two branches across from each other. And this front branch, because this will probably be the front, that branch will go. This branch I may redirect, I don't know yet. This one does have some, the older branches from the summer, you can see they're dried out on the edges because it just was a little warm at times for them, and this one should have probably been taken out of the direct sun when it was really hot, and I'll remember to do that next year. I think that would be better for the tree. This is healing over nice where I cut off a branch too, but that's kind of a smaller one, and I plan this one to be a smaller one than the other two, I think. I know this ain't going to be as big as the trident, and I'm still not sure the size of the trident. Oh, that branch thing come off. But I don't plan this on being a very big tree. I mean, I don't have any big trees because I just can't. I don't have the room for a huge tree, and I kind of like smaller trees better anyways, but this will be a much smaller tree. And again, like the butterfly one, this one did not put on a lot of bulk to the trunk. Not much any that I could really, that leave out of there, see. But I'm noticing I will have to watch out. Looks like we're getting a tad bit of, there's a little bit of inverse taper right in here where this was. That hopefully will work itself out when it grows. I think it was just there because there was a big branch there. I think mostly that's where, and it's slight, it's not a lot. But yeah, that is this tree right now. So thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and perhaps you could, if you enjoyed, perhaps you could subscribe, and see you next time.